for the arts, Executive Director Jacob Gates. Hi, Jacob.
Hi, Bart. How are you? Thanks for having me.
I'm good. How are you doing today?
Oh, great. No complaints.
Well, the performing arts, that's one area that's really been hit hard by the pandemic. How is the Franke Center adapting?
Well, it's been challenging, of course. We have a approximately 260 seat theater, so as you can imagine right now, it's a little challenging to gather 260 people together. We host the Marshall Civic Players here at our venue, so they have had to cancel one of their plays. We had to cancel the entire second half of our 2019-2020 concert season. So obviously that's been challenging. But we've been adapting. We're still here, and we're optimistic looking toward the future.
Well, I understand you're doing something very creative. The show must go on, and well, that's the showbiz law, and you're following it.
Absolutely. So we had planned to do a high school production of Clue. That was, of course, scheduled to take place in person and be performed in early June here. Of course, the virus had other plans, but all credit to our children's theater director, Jennifer Conley Darling, as well as producer Allison Edner. They worked with the company that gave us rights to the play, and we were able to get rights to do it as an online streaming event. And so we're very excited about that. All of the students, it's a cast of 14 high school students. They did all their rehearsals on Zoom, and the show is going to take place, and it's going to be all streaming online June 4th, 5th, and 6th.
So we've got the cast on Zoom all lined up, all 16. Are they going to present the show like this? Is this how people will see it?
It's not going to look like a Skype call. They've been I haven't seen the footage yet, but they've been very creative about how they're doing it. So I'm really excited to see what it looks like. And so, but it's not going to be just the grid of Skype. It's going to be, cutting from actor to actor. There's going to be some effects, some sound effects. There's going to be costumes and backgrounds. And so they've been very creative with it. So I'm excited to see what it looks like. And I think it's going to be a new and different experience for theater goers.
And these are high school kids,
That's right.
The whole cast.
9th through 12th grade, yes. Mm-hmm.
Well, just in the few short weeks of the crisis, we've seen the evolution of Zoom, and people have become, I think, more creative in how they're presenting things. Even network television, they've done some things, and each time it gets better and better. So you've got the advantage of other people's trial and errors.
Right, absolutely. We're all in a similar boat here as we learn and try to adapt. We've been trying to keep some content out there. May Early Wine did a concert here in 2018. We had some beautiful footage of that we've been sharing to help refresh people and give them that sense of a live performing experience. So we've been sharing those on Facebook. So like many other organizations, we're just trying to stay positive, trying to keep the arts alive, and looking forward to a time when we can all gather together again.
That's the spirit. Actually, when this pandemic hit hard, a lot of the high schools were planning on their shows. We had a number of drama and musicals that were actually going to be that first weekend canceled. So, the kids worked for 8-12 weeks, and they were never able to do the show. And it's so heartbreaking for everyone that put so much work into that.
My heart goes out to all the students in that position, and we saw it right here. Actually, still on the Franke Center set is the set from Marshall Civic Players play that was going to take place here, that just was not able to take place. So yeah, it's been difficult, but we're looking forward optimistically to the future, and we were happy with Clue that we were able to give these students a chance to perform on camera, which many of them didn't have a lot of experience with. So we're hoping that good will come out of these new ways of doing things.
And these kids, they knew that there was not going to be a live stage performance when they auditioned, right?
That's right. So when those auditions happened, there was a little bit of education that had to take place at first, and I think our director, Jennifer Conley-Darling, had to talk to some of the students who didn't really have a sense for what the process was going to be like. And they're going, wait, we're going to do this on video. A lot of them had never acted on camera before. They're used to acting on stage. And so, but I think that's what the arts are, right? It's about innovation. It's about trying new things, experimenting, learning, growing. So I think it's been a good process from what I understand, and we're excited to share it with everybody.
Jacob, are they actually doing this live when you tune in on those 3 days?
Yeah, it's not going to be live in the sense that the actions are not happening when you see them. It's going to be pre-recorded. It's going to be cut and edited together. But you will only be able to watch those streams on those 3 specific days, whatever day you buy a ticket for. So it's not live in the traditional sense.
All right, we'll look forward to that next week.
Tickets are available at thefranke.org.
So the summer, what's it look like in Marshall? Because we've got some pretty big events, the blues, we've got a couple of street fairs. Anything decided as to the summer events?
Most of the events that I've heard about have been canceled at this point. I'm not sure what the latest is on the county fair, but the Marshall Blues Fest downtown is not happening, as far as I know, unless it's going to be rescheduled at a future date. Certainly our Memorial Day parade has been canceled. Here at the Frank Center, the soonest concert that we have on the books right now would be Joe Louis Walker concert on August 29th, and that's something that was actually pushed back from the tail end of our previous season. And so we're hoping that will be able to take place. Of course, we're going to have to keep an eye on what's happening and what executive orders are happening at that time. Our safety of our patrons is our highest priority, and there may have to be accommodations. Folks may need to wear masks, so we're cognizant of all those things as we go forward.
And, it's a relatively small theater, but it's big enough where you can have some social distancing for some small shows when you get back up and running. How about
that's something we're looking at as well.
Yeah. What about funding? That's you're a nonprofit, and that's really been a struggle for anyone that depends on revenue from patrons or from sponsorships. How's the Frank doing?
Well, it is of course challenging because as a venue, as a physical space for people to gather, so many of our ways of earning revenue are just simply cut off. And we've been able to weather the storm so far. We've applied to quite a lot of grants and loans, local and federal programs. We've had a little bit of luck. We've had some that have not come through. We certainly are always, and especially at this point, are grateful as a nonprofit for the support that folks in the community are able to offer. So we're always looking for other funding opportunities. We're looking for ways going forward that we can continue to provide programming, whether that's online content or whether it's gathering in person again when that resumes. But going forward, there's a lot of uncertainty looking forward. So we're just happy we've been able to make it through to this point, and we're looking optimistically going forward.
Well, the good news is we are seeing the governor each time she speaks to the state loosen up some of the restrictions. So it sounds like everything's headed in the right direction anyway.
Mm-hmm. And I think people will be very excited to gather when it's safe to do so. We're watching all those recommendations very closely, and I think people will be very happy and excited to get out and appreciate some live music and theater. But we're going to make sure that we're adhering to all the safety guidelines we can to keep everyone safe and healthy.
Yeah, and there's a big community of performers, all the live music, all the coffee house singers, all the magicians and comedians. I mean, there's a huge market that is just sitting on the shelf for now, and that's got to be hard for all of those people. I know some of them, and they're not a traditional business, so they haven't been able to get things like the Paycheck Protection Program or even unemployment. So I know that. I know you're close to a lot of those people too.
Yeah, it is concerning the folks and the industries that maybe fall through the cracks a little bit. And in fact, I know that there has been a group of independent performance venues that have banded together and are um, doing some lobbying for that reason, because we are a unique business in that, maybe, as a restaurant that you can do takeout, other businesses are finding other ways to exist, but as a performance venue, I mean, really the bread and butter is people gathering, people getting together. And if you can't do that, and if there's uncertainty looking forward as to when that's going to happen, I think ours is a uniquely impacted um, business. So we're again we're looking forward to things changing. We're looking forward to getting back in action, and we're being creative about it. But yeah, it's definitely challenging, and you do worry about the people who are being impacted, the individuals, the families. It's got to be tough.
All right, hang in there. In the meantime, visit the frank.org, get your tickets for either Thursday, Friday, or Saturday, and I'm guessing there won't be any sellouts.
I don't think so. I think we can scale it up. If we sell 1 million tickets, we'll sell 1 million tickets.
Great. Well, good luck. Sounds like a
Thanks.
really cool idea, and I'll look forward to checking it out myself. Thanks, Jacob.
Thanks for having me.
The Executive Director of Frank Center for the Arts in Marshall, Jacob Gates. What's